echoes of the past. Once upon a time in a small village called Okarika, there lived a girl named Amora. Born into a humble family of farmers, Amora's life was filled with hard work and determination. Her father, Mr. Choku, toiled on other people's farms, while her mother, Moman Kechi, sold fresh vegetables and herbs at the bustling market. With 8 children to care for, life was not easy, yet Amora's parents always found a way to send 5 of their children to school. Amora, being one of the youngest, was lucky enough to be among them. Each evening, after dinner, Mr. Choku would gather his children around him and share tales of success from the city. "Do you know Mr. Ugochukwu?" he would begin, his eyes sparkling with pride. "He was once like you, my children. Now he's a doctor in the city, and everyone goes to his hospital." Amora listened with wide eyes, her dreams igniting with each story. The idea of leaving Okaraka for the bright lights of the city filled her with hope. One day, after school, Amora returned home and noticed a sleek car parked in front of her family's mud hut. A beautiful woman stepped out, her hair cascading in curls, dressed in a vibrant gown. "Amora, my dear," she exclaimed. It was Auntie Ife, her father's younger sister, who had come all the way from the city. Amora's heart raced with excitement. "Auntie, will you take me to the city one day?" she asked eagerly. Auntie Ife smiled and promised, "If you study hard and get good grades, I will." Inspired by Auntie Ife's visit, Amora became more determined than ever. She studied late into the night, her dreams of the city lighting her path. She was known as the brightest student in her class, and her teachers praised her diligence. With Auntie Ife's support, her family felt the weight of hope on their shoulders. When the day finally came for Amora to graduate high school, she was overjoyed. "I did it. I'm going to the city," she thought excitedly. Auntie Ife came to take her away, and as Amora left Okarika, a mix of emotions filled her heart, fear of leaving her family behind, yet excitement for the adventures that awaited her. Upon arriving in the bustling city of Utaka, Amora was awestruck by the towering buildings and shimmering lights. Auntie Ife lived in a luxurious apartment filled with modern amenities. Amora felt like she was in a fairy tale. However, she quickly realized that her primary role in Auntie Ife's household was to clean and run errands. As the months passed, Amora's excitement began to fade. Auntie Ife never discussed education or Amora's future. One evening, Auntie Ife summoned Amora for a serious talk. "Amora," she began, her expression grave, "I'm in a business that can help us both." "What kind of business?" Amora asked, her heart racing. Auntie Ife revealed that she was involved in a hookup business where men paid for companionship. Amora was horrified. "You mean prostitution?" she gasped. Auntie Ife insisted it was different, claiming it was a safe way to earn money without being on the streets. Then, one fateful day, Amora received devastating news. Her father was seriously ill after being bitten by a snake while working in the fields. Desperate to help her family, Amora reluctantly agreed to Auntie Ife's proposal, thinking it was the only way to save her father's life. Dressed in clothes that made her feel both beautiful and uneasy, Amora was picked up by a sleek black car. The wealthy man inside, Alhoji, was charming yet intimidating. After one night of companionship, Amora was paid an astonishing amount of money. Conflicted, she wondered if this was really the life she wanted. As weeks turned into months, Amora continued to send money home, lifting her family out of poverty. Yet, with each passing day, her heart grew heavier. The thrill of the money began to feel tainted, and she realized the cost of her choices was more than she had anticipated. Then, she started to notice changes in her body. Ignoring the signs, she continued to work until Auntie Ife insisted she take a pregnancy test. The shock of learning she was pregnant shattered her world. How could this happen, she thought in disbelief. Amora confided in Auntie Ife, who shockingly suggested that Amora keep the baby. "This could be your joy," she said. But Amora couldn't bear the thought of being tied down. She decided to terminate the pregnancy, thinking it was the only way to reclaim her freedom. In search of an abortion, Amora faced numerous dangers. The doctor she chose was a quack, and the procedure went horribly wrong, leading to complications that left her devastated. In her desperate pursuit of freedom, she lost not only her child but also the chance to be a mother. Back in the business, Amora struggled with her feelings of loss. She threw herself into her work, but the joy she once felt was gone. Loneliness crept in as the friends who had surrounded her began to fade away, leaving her feeling empty. Meanwhile, Auntie Ife had a life-altering experience with a client. After a near-death encounter, she found faith and transformed her life. She left the business, eager to start anew, while Amora remained entrenched in her own chaos. Despite her wealth, Amora felt lost. One day, she decided to return to Okarika, seeking solace with her family. They welcomed her warmly, proud of her apparent success, but unaware of the darkness that haunted her. One afternoon, while visiting her family, Amora ran into Auntie Ife. The two embraced, and Auntie Ife shared how she had found happiness in a new life. "You can change too, Amora," she encouraged. But Amora felt stuck, trapped by her choices. Determined to help young women like herself, Amora started a foundation focused on educating girls about the dangers of the lifestyle she had lived. She used her story as a warning, hoping to empower others. As she worked on her foundation, Amora found a new sense of purpose. Every girl she helped reminded her of the dreams she once had. She began to heal, turning her pain into power. Years later, Amora met a kind-hearted man named Ikin. He was drawn to her strength and resilience, and they began to build a life together based on trust and understanding. Slowly, she learned to open her heart again. Amora's relationship with Ikin blossomed, and they talked about family. The fear of motherhood lingered in her heart, but she knew she wanted a different future than the one she had imagined. One day, Amora received a letter from the motherless baby home where she had left her daughter years ago. They had found her and wanted to reunite them. Amora's heart raced with hope and fear. When the day of the reunion arrived, Amora stood outside the home, trembling with emotions. As she approached, she saw a beautiful girl who looked remarkably like her. "Is this really happening?" she whispered to herself. As Amora hugged her daughter tightly, she felt a mix of joy and sorrow. "I'm so sorry," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. Her daughter looked up at her, eyes wide with curiosity. "Are you my mommy?" she asked, and Amora nodded, her heart swelling with love. They spent hours talking, getting to know each other. Amora explained her journey, sharing the lessons she had learned. "You are a gift," she told her daughter, vowing to be the mother she never had a chance to be. Amora introduced her daughter to her parents and Auntie Ife. The warmth and love enveloped them, creating a sense of belonging that Amora had longed for. She promised her daughter that they would build a life together. As Amora and her daughter, Uche, began their journey together, Amora poured herself into her foundation. They worked side by side, helping other girls and healing together.
I hope you enjoyed the tale. If so, please like the video, comment, share it with your family and friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell for more enchanting tales like this one. Goodbye.